Movies are a part of my life. When my mother died, and she died in Venezuela, very far away, it didn't look like I was going to get there in time for the funeral. I came to Enzian, and I saw Sunset Boulevard, which I've seen many, many times. But it was almost like I had a friend put their arms around me, and I'm just going to be protected for the next couple of hours. And I will never forget that day, and I'll never forget Sunset Boulevard. That's another one of my friends up there who took care of me on a day where I didn't exactly know what to do.
For me, movies were an escape, and they're a great way to change the way you look at the world.
Film is basically a form of art. There's really nothing like Enzian. I think we are the hub of independent arts.
Enzian is a place that they show the films that I love, but it also feels like home. It's an independent theater, it's an art house, and what we really are is we show great movies that if it weren't for Enzian, they might not get to Orlando.
We are the only 35mm art house in Orlando, and working hands-on with film is a way for me to be a part of the chain that brings movies to people and do my best job as possible to present them in a way that the directors and the rest of the film crew want their films to be seen.
I just remember even being younger and coming over here in high school and seeing different type of independent films, and the only place you could come and see a film like that is Enzian Theater.
When I was growing up, I would go and walk down to the local store and rent a movie, come home, watch it, walk back and rent another one. That's how much movies had an effect on me.
There's nothing like seeing a comedy with other people laughing. There's nothing like seeing a horror film with a bunch of people screaming. You see it at home, and it's just as good as a movie, but the experience is very different. You have to see films on a big screen.
I think Enzian is so much different than your regular traditional movie theater. It's not something where you go to a movie theater, you kind of just walk in, you see your movie, and then you leave. You get to sit down, you order beer, you order wine, you order full dinner, you meet friends. We have our Enzian Film Society where we've got a group of about, I'd say 1,600 members. So I think it really does connect and inspire the community together.
We not only run the current crop of the best of the independent film releases, but we also do classics and we do programs for kids.
We do one camp which is for beginners, and then a second camp which is a more advanced camp. The classes are a little more intimate, so it's usually groups about 5 kids, and it launched off right after our Kids Fest summer camp. Kids get to be a director or they get to be in acting, so it gives them all a little taste of every single part of film that you can be involved in.
We want people to have a place where they're comfortable in watching the kind of films we show. I want movies that we run to influence people in their daily lives. Those are the kind of movies that influence the filmmakers. Film to me is that kind of a thing that I enjoy the evolution. So what I would like to see happen is already happening.
I never actually really thought about doing any film festivals before, but it's pretty exciting, getting a chance for everybody to see it.
I've always wanted for the process of filmmaking to be less burdensome.
You don't have fun with your film, it's just gonna fall flat and no one else is gonna have fun with it either.
Less complicated.
What would I like to see more from future films is just more people having fun and not people taking it so seriously.
Less expensive and make a movie.
I've been at the Enzian a while, and it's a really nice entry-level film festival for beginner films, and we just had a fun film that we wanted to do.
I'm actually excited to see the other films.
As film festivals are just becoming more and more important because it's becoming such a very big market that indie films are just so important to get people to see what's going on and who's good in the indie market.
It's the importance of movies, not as a medium of communication, but the importance of movies at the receiving end.
What I like about it is to have great movies. You really get the more interesting, avant-garde movies that you can't see in a movie theater because it just doesn't work. And the seating is great. I mean, it's kind of very comfortable. It is like you're going to some friend who just happens to have a movie theater at his house. And I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Orlando Weekly, they do their great Best of Orlando every year, and we've been rated, Best Movie Theater in Orlando for 2015, and that's huge. But on top of that, people come here and that's what they're getting. They're getting all of what we have to offer. We're recognized nationally, so it's obviously that there's something great about this place.
That is what we want to give back to the community, and we want people to be able to see these classics in the way that they were originally, performed and shown to people. It doesn't matter how much time people have put into the movie. If I screw up, the people that are coming to see it aren't going to see it correctly, and they aren't going to have a good time, because it's part of film history, and it's part of something that we want to keep around for as long as possible.
And then one last thing. Films are immortality. It amazes me when I see films like Vertigo and things like that. You look up at that screen and you see all these people and they're talking to each other, and you look into their eyes and you can almost hear them thinking. They're all dead and they're totally, totally alive. It's the walking dead that I love so much, and they achieved immortality.